What's going on, family? It's Brother Coasty at IALLG.com, and we're always building bridges within to explore the world without. Today's topic, it's all about assertiveness and why it's so important, and we're really going to more so dig into what it really entails, what assertiveness really is. I have a question for you, and it's more so a question that's going to arise. Is the fear worth it? Is the discomfort worth it to you? When you're learning to become assertive, what you're doing is learning how to voice yourself. You're learning how to establish boundaries from the offset, or when a boundary is being crossed and you're addressing it or remedying it. Is it worth it? Because I don't have to tell you to be assertive. You know you should be assertive, but the question is, why aren't you? A lot of the times we are fearful of other people's reactions to us. Sometimes we're fearful of the potential repercussions. Sometimes it's just plain uncomfortable speaking up for ourselves. And the question I'd ask you is, why is it uncomfortable for you to speak up for yourself? Why does that make you so uncomfortable? What is bothering you? What do you feel that will happen if you speak up? And a deeper question is, why? Why do you feel that will happen? Okay? That train of thought is really what we're going to address today. How you get there, and really why you would get there in the first place. Why would you even get to the point where, well, why do I feel uncomfortable speaking up for myself? And the reason is this, yo. Why am I going to tell you your reason? But I'm going to attempt to paint a picture around what assertiveness really entails. What does assertiveness entail? It's a journey, really becoming assertive in all areas of your life, because you should know this channel is all about holistic living. I don't believe in compartmentalization. We don't have work and then we have life and then we have relationships and then we have this. No, those are scenes of your whole life. And we don't separate those, because what happens at work will affect what happens at home, and that affects what happens in relationships, and that affects what happens everywhere else in your life. There is no compartmentalization. So the journey to becoming assertive is deep, and it's a path that a lot of people don't recognize, and it's a path that a lot of people aren't completely aware of in this journey on that path. Some people might think assertiveness is just communication. And while communication is an aspect of assertiveness, I believe it was Maya Angelou, assertiveness is just how you are, or who you are, what you are. In order to truly become assertive, what it takes first and foremost is a commitment to yourself, a commitment to yourself and to your truth. See, this is not just a straightforward path like, hey, we're going to just, speak your mind. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It doesn't work that way, family. It doesn't work that way. What happens is you first have to realize and accept that what you've been living thus far has not been your truth. It may be a sliver of it. It may be a portion of it. It may be a half truth, but it's not the whole truth. And anything less than full truth is an illusion. It is not bound to be sustainable or stable for the long run. In fact, you know this to be true because you find yourself unhappy or unfulfilled or dissatisfied or uncontent, or you have these relationships that you're not happy with. They feel inauthentic. You may feel inauthentic. You may feel fake. You may feel disgruntled. The question is, why do you feel that way? And it's because you're not being assertive with your life. See, assertiveness does not extend to other people first. That's secondary. Assertiveness extends to yourself first. You must become assertive with your own will. You must assert your will onto yourself, onto your ego, onto the mind that's been conditioned to act less than, to hold up fakeness and false facades and other people's opinions and ideas about how life is supposed to be. Assertiveness is a journey into yourself. Assertiveness is a healing journey. It's a healing journey, family. It's healing. And it's discovering who you are at your essence. Once we pull off all the crap that's been laid on top of you and we begin to stitch up those wounds that have been left festering. Assertiveness is a journey into yourself. In bringing forth that self with confidence and conviction, and you present that essence to the world. Okay? Assertiveness is all about, one, discovering who and what you are. So who are you? What are you? And why are you here? These are powerful questions, family, and a lot of people don't answer them. A lot of people, when I say, who are you? The answer is, I am their name. See, I didn't ask you what label you are. I said, who are you? What are you? Well, I'm a man, I'm a woman. No, I didn't ask you what category you fall into. I said, who and what are you? And people get frustrated when I ask that question, but until you understand what I'm asking you, you're going to continue to get frustrated. And until you understand that, you will continue having issues asserting yourself in its entirety, in your entirety. Let's get real, family. We've been conditioned to not embrace our own selves, to not embrace our creativity and our expressions, and instead take on other people's expressions and modes of living and being. It starts at home. Our parents typically don't let us speak out completely. They hush us or silence us, and that's because, again, they have their own trauma. And that leads on to us. And then we go into the school system, which says that we have to do things a certain way. And if you're an academic person, this may trigger you or may feel like, I don't know about that. Look, it's just truth. It's just truth. I'm an academia person. I got my master's in accounting. I know what happens in school, and they beat you into submission, dang near, into acting and behaving the way that they want you to be. It's a reason why there's not as many open-ended questions, and instead it's always multiple choice with one right answer in school. And if you don't pick the right answer, you get failing grades. And this directly impacts the way that you see yourself, unless you're fortunate enough to have a family that reinforces your worth without having grades. But most families are not developed in that area, to not tie your worth and your value to grades in school. Now, I'm not saying grades aren't important, but they're not as important as we make them. What's more important is your ability to critically think and understand and act in the world. What's more important is you embracing who and what you are. This is what's important. A fostering of who and what you are, so you don't get to where you're at in life right now, or like me, or like other people that are developed, they're in their 20s or in their 30s or in their 40s or in their 50s, and they're now deprogramming what they learned so they can understand who they are. See, assertiveness is a journey back into self, because in order to be assertive, you have to understand what you are asserting. In order to be fulfilled with what you are asserting, you have to understand what you want to assert. And understanding what you want to assert involves a direct understanding of who and what you are. You got to heal to understand who and what you are. You have to nurture yourself. You got to love on yourself again. You got to discover you, and not the idea that you have about yourself based on society's programming. It's a healing journey, because you gotta forgive people, so you're not running into the trap of expressing yourself in the same way other people express themselves, not recognizing that's not a complete or accurate way of expressing who you are. See, let me tell you something. Most emotions are secondary. Anger is a secondary emotion. It's secondary because it comes after you are sad. And in fact, anger is just an extreme amount of sadness. And if you don't understand this, guess what happens when you get sad? Instead of feeling sadness, you skip right to madness, or you skip to anger. And then what happens? You express yourself. You say, well, I'm angry. Well, buddy, you are angry, but on a deeper level, you're just sad. And if you don't know how to dig into your emotions, you will live your whole life thinking you got anger issues when in reality, you just have trauma that you have not addressed and healed from. It's not that you're angry. It's not that you got to do woosah. It's that you have to do some hugging on yourself and addressing some of the things and using my air method of rewiring your thought patterns. This is what assertiveness is all about. It's digging into your core essence and bringing that out and extracting that out and healing it and patching it up and doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that it's healed and balanced. And then you present that to the world and your environment. You're able to bring your best self out into the environment. And when you do that, you not only heal yourself, but you bring healing to the world. You bring healing to the world by bringing your best self into the world. By continuing your development, by continuing your evolution, by continuing your ascension, by healing and showing what it looks like when you are healed, by showing the world what it looks like when you do things a different way. You're asserting your existence on the world, and the world is not exerting its desires on you. Assertion is super big, and it's a very misunderstood concept. Assertiveness. I want y'all to just digest what I've just went over with you all today. I'm going to end the live, or I'm going to end the video rather here. I want you to watch this video again, maybe 2 more times, to really just dissect what I told you and why it's so important to be assertive and why you need assertiveness. Excuse me, y'all. You got to learn to be assertive. It's not a luxury. It's a basic necessity, and you deserve it. Breathe it in, y'all. Take a deep breath with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. In through the nose. Out through the nose. So, family, this is my offer to you. If you're willing and you want to, if you can and you're willing to work on yourself, I'm willing to deliver results for you and with you. If you desire to work towards your actual goals in life, if you're willing to put in the effort, I'm willing to put in just as much effort as you in helping you get there. Your life is not a joke. Your life is your responsibility. And each and every time you don't assert yourself, you're not assertive when you should, you are letting yourself down. And this is the truth, and it reflects in the way that you go about life and how you go about life. When you play small, it's because somewhere in your mind, there's a belief that you can't do it. I want you to imagine, how would life be with that gone? How would life be if you decide to partner up with me, right? And 5 years down the line, we're on a call together. And you know what? You start off, you say, Jordan, Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐨, thank you so much. You wouldn't believe what life has been, how life has been changed for me. Now, I want you to say that, and I want you to tell me in the comments, maybe, or maybe schedule a call, we could talk about it, what you'd be saying on that call. If you worked with me and we got you the results that you wanted to get the life that you need, the life that you deserve. If this is resonating with you, I want you to schedule a call with me at 𝐈𝐴LLG.com, and let's get you growing. Let's get you progressing. Let's get you moving in the right direction that you deserve. Success is your birthright. Your authentic self is your birthright. Being assertive is your birthright. And we're going to teach you how to do all of that. This is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐨 at 𝐈𝐴LLG.com. We are always building bridges within to explore the world without. Peace.